Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So today we're going to start to finish up our lesson 3. So we're going to do our writing today. We are going to be learning about some descriptive sentences. So how we can make some sentences very descriptive, very interesting to our reader. So we're going to be learning about some descriptive sentences. And today is Monday, the 7th of February. We are done with January and we are now in February. So before we get descriptive sentences, we need to use our 5 senses. Who can tell me what our 5 senses are? So what are our 5 senses? What can we use to describe what is around us? What can we use? So what is this here? What can I use my mouth for? What can I use my mouth? Taste. My aunt says taste. We can use our mouth to taste. So one of our 5 senses is our taste. We use our tongue and our mouth to taste the food and other things around us. What about this one? What can we do with our hands? What can we do with our hands, everyone? What can we do? What's one of our... Touch. They're very good. We can use our hands to feel what is around us and touch. And what about our noses? Smell. Good job, Minkan. We can use our nose to smell. So we have our taste. We have our mouth to taste. We have our hands to touch. We have our nose to smell. What about our eyes? What can we do with our eyes? What can we do with our eyes? Eyes to see. Good job, Minkway. We can use our eyes to see, our sight. So we have our taste, our touch, our smell, our sight. And what about this last one? What do we use our ears for? Yeah. What do we use our ears to hear? We can use them for hearing. So our 5 senses, we have our taste, our touch, our smell, our sight, and our hearing. So we are going to be using our 5 senses today in order to write some descriptive sentences. So these senses are going to help us describe the things around us. So here we are going to read some descriptive sentences. We're going to look at the descriptive sentence model of how we can write very descriptive sentences using our senses. So we are going to read our first paragraph first. Can I have Ming Kuei? Can you read our first paragraph here for us about our descriptive sentences? Okay. And our prompt before we get started, our prompt was to write several sentences describing the neighborhood where we live. So we were describing where we live. This person's going to give us some descriptive sentences describing where they live. All right, go ahead, Ming Kong. Or no, Ming Kuei, sorry. Ming Kuei, can you read paragraph 1 for us? Our first paragraph.
I live on the 10th floor of brown brick. And wood.
Apartment. Ming Kuei, you want to finish? So we have, I live on the 10th floor in a brown brick apartment building. Do you want to read the rest of the paragraph?
I like living way up high. The air smells fresh and you can see the ocean wave roll in. I look at a busy street down below. The car and truck look like little and hurry by.
Awesome. Thank you, Ming Kuei. So here we are describing the neighborhood where we live. So this person, they say, I live on the 10th floor in a brown brick apartment building. I like living way up high. The air smells fresh and clean. You can see the ocean waves roll in. I look at the busy street down below. The cars and trucks look like little ants hurrying by. So here we are using our descriptive sentences to describe where this person lives. So a good descriptive sentence, it tells us about one thing. Yes, Alan. Good morning.
You sit in the bed?
Yes, I'm sitting in my bedroom. I don't think you were connecting when I was explaining. This is my bedroom today. So I am teaching from my bedroom. So here in our first paragraph, we are telling about one main idea, which is that where they live. They live on the 10th floor in a brown brick apartment building. And then they are using sense words. So they are using some of our 5 senses to help describe where they live. They are using their smell to describe how the air smells. The air smells fresh and clean. And they are using their sight. They're using their eyes to describe what it looks like. They're using that the busy street looks down below. The street looks busy down below. And they are using their smell. So smell and sight to help describe. So these are our sense words, smells and look. And then they are grouping the details that are similar together, the things that are alike together. So they are describing the ocean waves and the busy street. So all of the things that go together are grouped together. They're all grouped together. So when we are writing a good descriptive sentence, we're talking about one main idea. We use our sense words. We're using our 5 senses, and we are grouping similar things together. So let's take a look at our second paragraph and see if we can find all of these things in the second paragraph, So can I have, Alan, can you read our second paragraph for us? Paragraph number 2.
Okay. Where?
Paragraph 2.
Where?
My neighborhood.
My neighborhood makes me feel happy on the week.
So this is 2 words squished together. We have lawn mowers. Lawnmowers
are always running. They sound like a buzz's bees. Pretty flowers grows on my block. Still my sweet during the summer. What?
You're doing good.
Summer,
doing good.
My night will make lemon.
Yep, lemonade.
For me, friends and me, it is cool and sweet.
And sour. Very good, Alan. Very good. Thank you. So here we have another sentence. Another person is describing their neighborhood. So they're saying, my neighborhood makes me feel happy. On the weekends, lawnmowers are always running. They sound like buzzing bees. So this is a lawnmower here. A lawnmower helps to cut the grass in someone's lawn. So if we have lots of grass and if it grows really, really tall, you can use a lawnmower to cut the grass. So here, this person in their neighborhood, on the weekends, there's a lot of lawnmowers and they make a lot of noise. And they're saying that they sound like buzzing bees. And there's also pretty flower gardens on my block that smell sweet.
Have a lawnmower, then they should buy one or they should cut them themselves.
Yeah, so a lot of people, they have these lawnmowers for their yards, and on the weekends they go out and they cut their yard themselves. So where I live, where I used to live in America, we had a lawnmower, and every weekend or every other weekend, we'd go out into the lawn and you would cut the grass using this machine, And it sounds kind of like buzzing bees. And here this person is saying, during the summer, my neighbor makes lemonade for my friends and me. It's cold and sour. So here in our second paragraph, we are also talking about one main idea about their neighborhood and how it makes them feel happy. And they're also using some sense words. Can we see any sense words that they are using to describe how the neighborhood looks, smells, sounds, tastes, or feels? Do we see any sense words in this paragraph 2? Do we see any sense words? So in the first one, they use smells and look. Do we see any sense words that they describe how the neighborhood looks or sounds or smells or how it feels? Do we see any sense words? Ming Chu, do you see any sense words in the second paragraph of how it looks, smells, sounds, tastes, or feels?
Yes.
Yes, what do you see? How do they describe the lawnmower? How do they describe what the lawnmower does? Do they describe how it looks or how it sounds?
They sound like buzzing bees.
Yeah, so they use the sense word sound to describe how the lawnmower sounds. So the lawnmower sounds like buzzing bees. So this is a sense word here. Sound is a sense word. And then there's one more sense word that they use to describe the flowers, Ariana, do you see another sense word that they use to describe something in their neighborhood? How something maybe looks, smells, sounds, or tastes? Do we see another sense word, Ariana? What do we do with our nose? What do we do with our nose?
Smell.
We smell. Thank you. So we have smell as well. So the block smells sweet. This is another sense word we have here. And our details are grouped together. So they are talking about the lawns and how it smells, So all of these details are grouped together. They're talking about the same things all together. So in our last sentence here, we have the lemonade, it's cold and sour. So let's think how we can describe this lemonade using different details. So let's think how we can rewrite this sentence, it's cold and sour, to use different details. So let's all think to ourselves and type in the chat, how can we rewrite the sentence, it's cold and sour, to describe the lemonade differently? How can we describe the lemonade differently? What other senses could be used to describe the lemonade? Oh, good job, Ming Kong. So what was a sentence we could use to describe the taste? What else could we say about the taste of the lemonade? Good. We could say it's sour, like here in the story. Or what else is lemonade sometimes? Is lemonade salty or is it sweet? Do we like a nice cup of salty lemonade or do we like a cup of sweet lemonade? What do you think? Wang Mi, do we like a sweet lemonade? Or is it salty?
Salty.
It's salty? So I guess sometimes lemonade could be salty, but usually it's sweet. Usually the lemonade is sweet. So we could say it's sweet. And what about the color? What about the color of lemonade? What color is lemonade?
It's yellow.
It's yellow. So we could say it's sweet and yellow. So instead of saying it's cold and sour, we can use different senses to describe the lemonade. We could describe its color using our eyes. We could say the lemonade is yellow. And we could say that it's sweet. We could use our taste to describe that it's sweet. So here we are using our sense words to describe the lemonade. We're describing the lemonade in a different way. So when we have sense words, we are using the 5 senses to describe how something or someone looks, feels, smells, tastes, or sounds. We are using our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, and our hands to describe things. We are using our sense words to describe how something looks, feels, smells, tastes, or sounds, just like how the lemonade is cold and sour or yellow and sweet. We are using our senses to describe something. So here we're going to practice using our senses to describe this dog's tongue. So I have this sentence, I started it for us, the dog's tongue, ... How can we finish this sentence to describe the dog's tongue? What sense words can we use to finish our sentence, the dog's tongue blank? So let's write in the chat how we can finish this sentence about this dog's tongue here. He has a very big tongue here. How can we describe this dog's tongue that's hanging out of his mouth? How can we finish the sentence, the dog's tongue blank? So how does the dog's tongue look?
The dog tongue, the dog tongue is rotting.
Is what, Maya?
Is a little circle.
It's like a little circle. We could say, is it long? Is it hanging out of the dog's mouth? Is it very long, or is it short? We could say it's long. We could say
long.
Yeah, we could say the dog's tongue is long. So we're using our eyes to describe what the dog's tongue looks like. How else could we describe the dog's tongue? How else could we describe the dog's tongue, Bull? What else could we say about this dog's tongue? What do you think? What color is our dog's tongue here, Bull?
It's a dog.
It is a dog. So how can we describe its tongue? What color is our dog's tongue here?
It's pink.
It's pink. It's pink. So we could say the dog's tongue is long. We could say the dog's tongue is pink. What else can we say about this dog's tongue? What does it look like? How do you think it feels? How do you think this dog's tongue feels? Is it really dry or is it wet with all of its saliva?
Wet.
How do we? Yeah, we think it's wet. I see little bubbles here. I see little saliva bubbles all on this dog's tongue, and it's kind of shiny down here at the bottom. It's probably really wet. So we think that the dog's tongue feels wet. We could say the dog's tongue feels wet. So we are using our senses to help describe what this dog's tongue looks like and how it could potentially feel. Because it could feel wet with all of its saliva. Maybe it's drooling out of its mouth. It has lots of saliva. So we can use our senses to help us describe what something looks like, what something looks like, what something feels like, what something tastes like, what something sounds like. We can use our 5 senses to help us out a lot. So today we are going to be describing where we live. We just read 2 paragraphs about where other people live. So we're going to be describing where we live. So we are going to do some brainstorming together. We're going to do some brainstorming about where we live, about our neighborhoods. So here I have a graphic organizer, and in the center, yes, you can go to the bathroom. All right, in the center, we have my neighborhood, because that's what we are going to be describing with our senses. And then I have see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. So we are going to try to think, what do we see in our neighborhood? What do we hear in our neighborhood? What do we smell in our neighborhood? What can we touch? What can we feel? Or what do we taste in our neighborhood? So we're going to go through and see if we can find some examples. So tonight, when we have our homework, we know what we can write about our neighborhood to describe it, about where we live. So what could we see in our neighborhood? What can we see?
Miss Kelly,
Yes, Paul.
your Wi-Fi is not working.
I know my internet's kind of bad. My internet's kind of bad right now. I'm sorry. Hopefully it gets a little bit better. All right. So Sam, you just said, but what if I don't have a neighborhood? So this could be your building. This could be your apartment building. This could even just be your own house. You could describe what your apartment looks like inside. So it doesn't have to be your entire neighborhood. It could just be even just your room. You could describe your room for me. So it could be very small or very big. So here we're going to see, what can we see? So if we looked out our window, what do we see from our window? What do we see from our window if we looked outside? Mingkong, what could you see if you looked outside of your window? What's outside of your house?
Sky.
The sky. We could see the sky. So we could maybe describe the sky. Maybe the sky is, we could say the sky is very white. Or maybe it's blue. So we could describe what we see in the sky. The sky is very white. What else could we see if we looked outside of our windows? If we looked outside of our window, Harry, what would you see outside of your window?
We can smell the air.
And Mingkong says you can smell the air. All right, that's another good one. We can smell the air. Maybe the air smells, does the air smell good, Mingkong, or does it smell bad? Good, we could say the air smells good. Maybe there's some food around. Maybe there's some food. We can smell the food from nearby restaurants. So we can smell different things. When Miss Callie goes outside, sometimes I can smell some not good smells. I can smell some trash. So maybe we smell some good smells and maybe some not so good smells. All right, what else do we see when we look outside? What else do we see? I know when I look outside my window, I can see buildings. I can see lots of buildings. What else? What else could we see? Leanne, what do you see when you look outside? What could you see? Do you see trees when you look outside your window, Leanne?
Yes.
Yeah, you see some trees?
And buildings.
Buildings.
Cars.
You see cars?
Cars and motorbikes.
Motorbikes, very good. So we see lots of stuff when we look outside. So we're all going to, when we write our sentences describing where we live, we can all look outside of our windows and we can kind of describe what we are seeing when we look outside. All right, let's look and see what we can hear. What can we hear from our houses? What can we hear? When we listen really closely with our ears, what do we hear outside? Daisy, what do you hear outside of your house? What can you hear? Do you hear
the dog?
Does the dog bark?
Barking.
Yeah, the dog barking.
The people.
We can hear people outside. I know from my apartment, I can hear lots of dogs barking and I can hear some people. And I also can hear some honking. I can hear honking from my apartment. Does anyone hear anything else from their building, from their home? My Anne, do you hear anything else?
It's very loud.
It's very loud. Is there any specific noises that you hear? Do you hear?
It's like the.
Do you hear construction? Yeah, construction. I know a lot of us can hear construction from our houses. So we could talk about the construction that we hear. So we can see the sky, we can see buildings, trees, cars, and motorbikes. We can hear dogs barking, we can hear people, we can hear lots of honking and construction, and we can smell all the smells in our neighborhood. Maybe we smell food from restaurants or the air that's around us. Or maybe we smell some not so good things like trash, maybe in our neighborhood. what can we feel? So for touch, we can see how it feels. So we can talk about how the air feels around us, how the air feels. So today, how do we think the air feels in our house or outside of our house? Is it really hot or is it kind of cold? How does the air feel? How do we think it feels? Bing, how does the air feel today?
It feels like there is a ghost.
Feels like there's a ghost, so maybe it's kind of chilly. Feels like kind of chilly, like it's going to scare us.
It's super duper 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 soft.
The air feels soft.
Yeah.
The air feels soft, like it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Maybe it feels kind of soft. Or yesterday here it was raining. We could say the air. Say it feels wet. We could say it feels wet in the neighborhood. It's kind of wet from all of the rain. So here we can describe how it feels in our neighborhood. We can describe how the air feels or how the weather is, And then for taste, we're going to describe maybe what we can taste in the air, what we can taste in our neighborhood. Is there anything that we can taste when we're walking outside? Maybe something smells really yummy and we can almost taste it in our mouths. There's something that we can taste. Can we think of anything that we can taste outside? What about when? What is it? What can we taste? I know when it's raining, I can taste the rain in my mouth. We could say that, we taste the rain. Or if there's a lot of yummy flowers, we could taste the yummy air. So we can see what we can taste. If something smells really, really good, we can almost taste it. So tonight for homework, we are going to do something similar. We're going to think of all of the things that we can see, hear, smell, feel, and taste, and then write some sentences describing where we live. We're going to give a really good description of where we live, of our house, of our entire neighborhood, maybe of our building. We're going to give a good description using our senses of where we live. All right, so before we end class, we have a little game, and then we will go over the homework again. So I'm going to get a code for our game, and then we will go over the homework. So we're going to do a new game. We're going to do a new game where we are stealing books.
Don't give me that thing.
Oh, I remember.
All right, everyone. Let's click the link.
The computer.
Let's click the link so we can play. So we are going to try to either put
5, 4, 3, 2.
We're gonna get started for our game. You can continue to try to join. So the goal is to collect as many books as you can. After answering correctly, you can attack or defend. So this is a new game, and we are either going to be attacking or defending our books. So we are going to see who can get the most books after 3 minutes. This is a new game. We're going to try it together and see if we like it. All right, so we are going to either attack or defend our books. And this is a game about our story dogs and our vocabulary words. All right, so we're all going to try to either defend or attack the books. So we'll see who can get as many books as possible after the time is up. So we have just over 2 minutes to play our game. All right, I see you, Sam. I know who you are. Thank you. All right, so let's. I don't know why it's not showing everyone. I think it's only showing the top few people. And we can also play this in teams another time. We can try again with using teams so we can work together. So I wanted to try it out solo first, but maybe next time we'll work in teams. So we have 2 minutes left. So we're going to try to see who can get the most looks. So your little characters. And we're answering our questions about our vocabulary words. All right. Looks like Mon has 6 looks. Yes, Minkan? Mon has 6 looks. Oh no, now Biming has 6 looks.
I'm
So we can either attack or defend our looks. What's going on, Biming?
I'm attacking.
Well, so we're gonna see who can get as many books as possible at the end of the time. Wami and Mon are tied. Now Biming is tied with Mon. Let's see how many books can we get. Let's see how many. We have 1 more minute left.
I'm attacking! Oh my
You're
god, I picked the wrong one!
All right, Mon now has 7. Mon has 7.
Oh my god!
7. Oh no, now we're down to 6. My Anna has 6 now. Let's see. All right, Minghui is now in first. Minghui has 6.
I'm attacking my end now.
Minghui has 3 shields. Mingkong has 2 shields. And Wangmi has 1 shield. Let's see who will get the most looks.
My god!
All right, we only have 25 more seconds. 25 more seconds, everyone.
I'm gonna defend.
All right. Let's see who can get the most looks.
Oh my god, I can't do anything!
You're doing fine. We're all good.
I'm all defending now.
You guys are all defending.
I have
Nothing's
shield.
changing. All right. Let's see.
No, why?
Where came in first? Minghui came in first, and then we had Mingkong
the
and
first
Minghui.
time I played Bloodkit and I
You did
win.
awesome.
Wow.
I was so happy that you were able to join today. I'm so happy. That's so great. And we had
I literally cannot attack.
What's my snake?
So you did good too. This was a new game, so I'm sure that we had to play. We have to play again, probably for everyone to understand. All right. Good job. So tonight for homework, we are going to be writing about where we live. We're going to be describing where we live using our sense words. So just like we did in our graphic organizer, where we thought about what we could see, what we hear, what we feel, and what we smell and taste, we are going to be writing about where we live. So we're going to be writing some sentences about where we live. We're going to be describing where we live. And when Miss Callie and our class reads about our sentences, we should be able to picture exactly where you live, what's around you, what you can see, what you can hear. So we're going to use lots of descriptive words to help us describe where we live. So tomorrow we're going to be going over this and we're going to be helping to improve our writing. So make sure that we do our homework. Yes,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Do we have any questions?
Link ID at the Bloodkit.
All right, everyone. I will look forward to reading about where you live tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow.